Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm not home yet. I've got about one last week to go on the LZ project, but I am home for the weekend and I figured I'd sit down. It's interesting, I didn't realize this, but the new Aston Martin Vantage, the 2024, I didn't even realize that last night when I'd sat down and said, well, what car do I want to build? I thought I was going to go build a Vantage V12, which I think was on the website just a couple of weeks ago. And I said, well, let's build a Vantage because that's a really interesting car to me. And what I didn't realize is it's the top of mind right now. So I promise I wasn't trying to jump on the bandwagon of everybody talking about a new car that's on the horizon. This is more of just, it's funny. I've got the London backdrop here. That was by accident. The Apple-based backdrop. I don't know why it sometimes deletes my screen backdrop. Anyway, so today's discussion is on Aston Martin. I've always had an interest, something V8 sounding like a throaty V8. Not particularly fast cars, not particularly good handling cars. I'd always envisioned. To me, I'd always thought I'd have an M5 daily driver and then a 911, as that was always my younger man, like my mid-20s dream was to have a M3 or M5 daily driver. As I've gotten older, I'd envisioned maybe a little bit bigger car, like maybe even RS6 or not a hatch, but I'd always wished that a Panamera would look better than it does. But something stately, an S-Class or something like that. I'd always envisioned having something like that. Big horsepower, much more horsepower than you need. Great sounding, sort of grumble of a V8 with some big wheels. And so Aston Martin has always kind of fit that bill for me. Big, heavy cars that, you could take care of all the handling and fun with the M cars and the 911 and the Porsche cars, and then have something cool. So this dream is about the sort of the James Bond-ish, British looking dude. That's been my thought process for a number of decades here. And so let's dream about Aston Martin. I don't know that I'll ever get one, but let's do some dreaming here together and see how this can come out. Let me get my screen set up. Another little side note here. I used to have some crazy setup with some awesome cameras and different microphones, and I've actually gone away from that completely. It works so much better to just do QuickTime screen recording with the onboard. These are the LG 5K monitors. I'm just recording with that. All right, so I was messing around on this last night just so I didn't look like a complete idiot. I wanted to at least know how to navigate the website. What I found is that most of these, companies, they just don't have great configurator or great websites. They're just too funky. This one, Aston Martin's actually pretty decent. Like you go to Ford's website is a hunk of garbage, just so confusing, and we'll end up probably building the Raptor R or something at some point together. But what we'll have to do on some of those other cars like Nissan or Ford is we'll have to build a couple of cars because there's not a lot of options like this where we could spend 2 hours talking about this together. So they just updated the site here, and some of these other cars like DBS is interesting to me. And then I started getting in an Aston Martin loop the last couple of days, looking at like a 2 or 3 generational. I was watching Mr. JWW redo or rebuild his DBS. I'm like, man, maybe that mid 2010s car. I've got some work to do. Like, this just looks pretty sick. But I think the older cars, the older engines, the non-turbo cars, to me, were actually preferential. But in this case, this is a practical car that I could consider. I think the sticker is like $190 base. And so my guess is we're going to end up building like a $230,000, $240,000 car with options. That's another annoying thing is, why are you hiding the price? Just freaking tell me the price. That's so stupid. Anyway, so we're going to build this thing out. No, we want to start a new configuration. So a couple of things on this car that would concern my, like of it. Mercedes current Mercedes AMG engines are amazing, modern engineering marvels, but they sound like a hunk of dog crap. And people who think they sound good are just, I don't know if you're pretending or you hear differently than I do, but take the C class, was it C55? What is the gosh? What am I doing here? Why is my brain going blank? The other car that I'm going to build at some point, whenever they add it to the configurator, is the new AMGT. But if we go coupes and we're talking C class and the AMG C class. Cool looking car. Terrible handling. Yeah, it's C63. That's I'm saying C55. I'm a freaking old man. But a C63S or whatever. Great looking front end. Relatively terrible handling car. Terrible transmission. Amazing engine. But now with their bi-turbo or twin turbo or whatever they call it, V8. They sound like to me it sounds like a giant engine pushing air through a straw, and then they put on some sound at the end of it. It's like, it's just terrible sounding. So I have a feeling this car is going to sound a lot like that. So that may disqualify it. But they haven't done any real driving videos or what this thing sounds like yet. You can go look at, the DB12 and some of the others that I'm assuming are going to sound pretty similar, and they don't sound great. But it is an interesting looking car. Very big, very heavy. This is supposed to be their answer to the 911 Turbo S or 911 Turbo, but I wouldn't buy it for that. I'd buy this to be my kind of pimp cruiser, and I would want it to be big, heavy, big presence, but I want it to sound like a V8, and I don't know that that's going to happen. Anyway, so let's get into the car. So I was, kind of messing around with colors. To me, I doubt I would become an Aston Martin convert. I plan to have Porsche GT cars and have dozens of them over the rest of my life. I probably will end up with a couple of Ferraris here and there over the rest of my life. I don't have an interest in McLaren. I don't have an interest in Lamborghini. I have more interest in McLaren than I do Lamborghini, but those two are like near the negative interest range. It'll be fun to do some videos on those cars, but I have no interest in those. Ferrari, 488 or F8, or I don't know that the new ones interest me as much as the older ones. 430 Stradale, the 458 Speciale, maybe even 488 TDF. But we're talking big money, big money. I would probably have 15 911s by then. So who knows if I ever get there someday. Maybe someday I could be rich and famous. But I'm going to keep making these videos and try to get there. So color, to me, let's just kind of work through these. So I would never do black. I'm not a black car kind of guy. I like how black cars look. I think that looks pretty sweet. Certainly I wouldn't do black wheels in a black car. But, black or really, really dark colors like this, ultramarine black, that's not for me. It's almost always dirty looking. And so I'm always going to err on the side of a lighter color or a more just pure, like a red or a green or a blue is typically going to be my preference. So then you have, some of these kind of solid pastel looking colors. I'm not a big fan of these. This is pretty common. I call this a millennial color. Now remember, I'm right in between. So I was born in 1980. So I'm kind of a Gen X or kind of a millennial, kind of right in between. But this color is cool. I just wouldn't want to have it for more than a couple of weeks. But this kind of Nardo gray, that became so popular in the, mid 2010s, it's just not for me. I think, same thing here. It's just an off shade of that. Onyx black, no. Satin onyx black, no. Oberon black, no. Xenon gray. Interesting color. I do think, now I'm not a silver car kind of guy generally, and I've gotten suckered into silver. Silver Audi S4, a B8 S4 I bought. Silver-ish, grayish Raptor that I have now. What else have I done? I have had a silver S2000, Silverstone M5. I've had the, the magnetic, I think it's magnetic, GT350. So I've had quite a few gray silver cars, and I always end up hating them, like not liking it at all. Like it always seems like a good idea at the time, and then I always, but every single one of those cars I just mentioned, I didn't spec, I didn't choose. It was like, maybe I chose the GT350 in that color. Did I do that? That would have been stupid. I forget why. Why did I pick magnetic on the GT350? I think I did spec that car. Some of you have been watching a long time probably know better than I do. But all those gray and silver cars, I always just ended up with them. Like it was the car at the time, seemed to make sense. But I do like an Aston Martin in the sort of James Bond style, simple, not a matte finish. But this here, I don't know, man. This just really appeals to me. So on this page, I think this is the only color that interests me, is this magnetic silver. Now, who knows how accurate this is from a render perspective. Cumberland gray, nah. Titanium gray, these kind of bronzes greenish. This color, no. So on this page, it'd be magnetic silver. So let's look at the purples and blues. I'm always a sucker for blue. This ion blue is pretty frickin' sick looking. I do like that a lot. Let's see. Seychelles blue. Cool. But probably wouldn't choose it. Wouldn't choose ultramarine. We're starting to get too baby bluish. This is more Monte Carlo looking blue from BMW. I've always liked, but it's just not my shade. I tend to prefer a little bit more masculine blue. Again, more on the ion blue color. And then we get into these baby blues, and you can cross that off the list for me. Cool looking on this car. I'm sure a lot of people will choose this. Not for me. Caribbean blue, definitely not for me. Not going to do any kind of crazy purple. So on this page, it would be ion blue. So we had magnetic silver, ion blue, in the green spectrum. Let's see, I don't think I even tried any of the greens. I feel like my Brewster green car has kind of gotten the green checked off for me. I would like to have like a British racing green car at some point. That's pretty good. Buckingham. That's pretty freaking tough looking there. I mean, that's pretty Aston Martin iconic. All right. 1959 racing green. Also pretty cool. Iridescent emerald. Not bad. Aston Martin racing green. I just don't like that. It starts to get into turquoise to me. I know it's iconic in Aston Martin, but not my choice. Definitely none of this lime. Photon lime. Podium green is cool. I think on this page, 1959 racing green would be. No. I feel like this car needs a darker tint to it. So my vote would be, a Buckingham green. I don't know. What do you think? Which green? If you were going to do green, what would you do? The reds, I did spend a little time on the reds here. The Volcano seems to have a little too much pink. I'm not a big burgundy guy. So hyper red. That, I think, is the color for me. Supernova red. So it looks like Scorpus and then Supernova. Supernova looks to be more of a metallic. Or that's more of like a flat. I just don't think, when I think Aston Martin, I don't think color. I think green or silver. That's, I don't know, that's what my mind goes to. And so this to me, correct me if I'm wrong here. Maybe you have a differing opinion on this, but it's funny, I have a red shirt on. Certain cars, like, unless you're a diehard, like Aston Martin is your car, or Ferrari is your car. Like, if I'm going to get a Ferrari, I really would like to have a red one, because red is the iconic car. But if I was a Ferrari guy, I would probably want it in something different. I would want it in a color that differs. Or, if I had 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 Ferraris, I'd certainly have a red one, but I'd want a white one, I'd want a silver one, I'd want some blue, I'd want some different colors. Like on the GT3, I classify as my car. M3, those are like my cars, the ones that I like the most and the ones that I'd like to have forever and the ones that I will probably have multiples of. I'll try different colors and do different things on that, but on an Aston Martin, I don't think I would swing for something, that's different like this. I don't think I would do a different looking color than what my mind would normally classify as Aston Martin. None of these, I wouldn't be interested in any of these colors on any car, so just not my style. Maybe that changes when you get either younger with these, this ultra cosmopolitan, like ultra yellow is kind of cool. But again, too much for me. Silvers and whites, so let's see here. That's our magnetic silver again. Ooh, that's pretty good. Illuminite. No satins. Ooh, that's good too. Spirit silver, lightning silver, lunar white. I just don't think I would do white on a car like this. As much as I like white. Oh, that Zenith white is pretty good though. Neutron white. Silver birch. No. All right, so if we kind of go back through here, so lightning silver from this page, I think is probably my favorite. None of these, but if it was any of these options, I would choose the ultra yellow. In the reds, it was Scorpus red. Greens, it was either 1959 Racing or Buckingham Green. And I know that, the Aston Martin Racing Green is very iconic. That's good. I would go much more this. Purples and blues, it was Ion Blue. And then back to blacks and grays was magnetic silver. Why is that looking a little green? How do I change this? Environment. Day view. Yeah, buddy, I mean, just look at the, whatever that is in the background. My Aston Martin knowledge is not particularly good. So let's go back through this one more. No. I'll save this blue for some other car. Like a GT3 RS in that color would be my choice. So if I'm talking magnetic silver versus ion blue, magnetic silver wins for me. All right, so greens, we go back to Buckingham. Change our angle here a little bit. That's pretty good though, man. That's totally gentleman spec right there. So I'm torn. Magnetic. Still choosing that. Red's out. Bronzes are out. This is the color. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. This view. That's my color, people. All right, so let's go, let's stay on the exterior. So now we have exterior packages. All right, so you have gloss black. Always choose anything but gloss black if you can help it. Gloss black is great, but then it freaking scratches up and just not a great option. Graphite lower, what does that do? No thanks. Maybe on a black car. Or I bet you this is a lot of money. See, this is what stinks. You don't know what it costs. I don't know what to choose. What if this was $20,000 and this was zero? You know, maybe I wouldn't choose this. But yeah, I'd do the carbon fiber lower package for sure. Underbody package. Let's see what that's all about. Let's see, carbon fiber louvers combined with 2x2 twin carbon mirrors. Louvered side gills. So you have the option to do that again in black. Body colored. Carbon fiber. Looks like carbon fiber leaves the window trim in black. It does like mirrors and stuff like that. So again, I think I'd choose that. I just don't have any idea what it cost. Liveries. So new livery scheme. Liveries pinstripe. Liveries lower pinstripe lipstick. What does that mean? So it's this here. And this would put a stripe, I see. So you can do the front lip stripe. So you can do side stripe and front lip stripe, front lip, side stripe, and rear. I think I like this on this car. I would never choose this. Yeah, where has that stripe right there? That's pretty cool. So now we can change the color. I was messing around with this. So just to put it into perspective, we pick a crazy color. And so it makes this, that. Yeah, I mean, I would have a tendency to consider doing something like this, like blue or something a little wilder. But I think I would probably do something very similar. That's kind of cool. But it's all carbon fiber. But I think I would do something that's just kind of off color, like a slightly different silver. Would be my choice. Razor blade green. No. Pearl bronze. Interesting, but no. China gray. So this is something you would probably sit down. I'd assume that when you're in the configuration room at Aston Martin dealer, you would go through all this stuff. Ceramic gray, and you could kind of pick it. I think I would want to do something like the very first color here, this graphic silver. I kind of dig that, you know. Now this would be slightly an off color. Would make this piece stand out a little bit. I like that. Again, I'm going James Bond gentleman spec here. Grill finish, I would leave that dark. I want the grill to disappear if I can help it. Yeah. I think it would probably stay black. Roof. So this is freaking cool. So because of the color of this car, I have all this carbon fiber here. I would choose carbon fiber roof. You could do a gloss black roof. We should have PPF on it anyway, but I'd do carbon fiber. Very E92 M3 like for me. Wheels. This is gonna send a lot of you off the deep end here. Saying black wheels. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Shoot. Dang, I'm getting old. So I think on this car, I mean, I'd want to, because I probably wouldn't have this car for a long time. So, you know, resale might take, I've never taken any resale into account. I just pick what I want. But this car, I think I'm going to get some HREs. So if I'm going HREs, Aston Martin, I want some frickin' deep dish. Like, you know, that's P101s. But I'm lowering this sucker. And I want some concave looking business. Maybe some 20, 21, 22s. Something freaking sweet. That's pretty cool right there. So that's right up my alley. Oh, figures. There it is. Maybe not. Did look good in that picture. Maybe it was just the concave that I liked. See, like that kind of flush, almost tucked. That's pretty sick. Those are, you know, P101s. So the factory wheel choice doesn't matter as much, because I would certainly do something aftermarket on this thing. I wonder if they have some. Go to the photo gallery. Looks like it'd be harder to figure out wheels than I thought. I don't like any of these. You know, this P101 we saw on the Google slider. That's pretty sweet looking. But that's the look, that stanced. The car's freaking slow anyway. You know, yeah, it's got tons of horsepower, but, you know, ugh. Ugh, get out of here. You get the point. So I think I would probably, I'd either want black or I'd want platinum or silver. I never liked this kind of diamond-faced looking wheel. I don't like that at all. BMW does that a lot now. I don't like that. What's a bronze look like? That's kind of interesting. I don't like these wheels. There's too much. I'd probably just roll the black Y-spoke wheels, and then I'd probably get something else. Taillights, let's see here. I think I would do red taillights. I like that look. I would do red, matches the reflectors. I think I would do red. What's going on here? Yeah. I'm usually a sucker for like a white tail light, but I think I would stick with the red look. What the heck is glazing? Guess you don't really have a choice. Door handles, maybe someone can explain. Presenting, does this mean when you walk up with your key, the doors pop out, and non-presenting means they don't? I mean, I guess I'd choose presenting door handles. I don't know. Actually, I don't like it when the Rivian pops out. I'd rather have control of it. I'd say non-presenting. All right, brakes. So on this car, I think I would either do red. I wouldn't do black. I'm inclined to think I would probably do these yellow version. Come on. You get a side profile view if it ever freaking comes up here. One more. And you've got bronze. Definitely no. That probably doesn't accurately represent the color. Aston Martin Racing Green. I think I'd do yellow. Interior, let's see here. So, I mean, you've got classic black. What is that, like a bronze type stitching? Let me see, secondary color. You can do phantom gray. You know, gray car, gray interior. I think I'd stick with black over that. Bison brown. See, dark, like saddle looking brown, I'm always a sucker for that. I've never gotten it. I've never had it in anything, but man, that to me looks very gentleman spec. Spicy red, I would think not. No, definitely not. Dark Knight. It's okay. Bitter chocolate. I think I like bison brown better. Yeah, definitely. Oxford tan. I mean, that's pretty clean looking. if it was a little less tan, a little bit darker, like if it was a between this and this, I think I'm going, I know you guys are going to think I'm nuts. I think I'm going bison brown here. That just feels stately to me. Fancy. No secondary color. Headliner, then I would leave black. So I don't want too much brown. So you have bison brown, Oxford tan, black, phantom gray. Well, I mean phantom gray. I wouldn't want micro mesh. No red. No red. No bitter chocolate. I don't think I'd do anything, off like that. Definitely not. Certainly blue wouldn't work with that. Mocha. Yeah, see, I think I would do like this kind of dark gray. And then we would stick with our fancy seats for sure. That's a 52-year-old or 56-year-old Mormon spec right there. That's what I think of when I think Aston Martin. I think me as an old man with some grays. Yeah. Wearing my Rolex Daytona. Yeah. I think that's good. Interior options. I would just stick with black seat belts. I wouldn't want any of these weird colors. Let's see, what else do we got? Seat belt, carpet. Again, I would stay black on the carpet if I'm going to do this brown interior to help offset some of this brown looking stuff. Steering wheel, you have option of sports steering wheel or heated. I mean, why not? We're going in deep here. Let's do heated. Trim. I was looking at this last night. You definitely wouldn't do any of these trims. So you could either do Alcantara, which would be a cool option. If it was black, I think I'd be down, or carbon fiber. I think since I got all the carbon all over the car, I think I would stick with that. Lower trim inlay, carbon fiber, interior jewelry. You can do light. I'm staying nice and dark in here. Center stack, finisher. No, never gloss black, always. If you can avoid gloss black anywhere, you're in better shape. All right, so what does that do? Ooh, black chrome wings and script. Oh yeah, I'd definitely do that. Yep. We already have that. Full stainless steel exhaust system with black finishers. Yep, we already have that. Black undercross bonnet. Under bonnet cross brace. Oh, that's in the engine bay. So that's already there. That was exterior, interior. Oh yeah, we did the B&W system. Can't have ventilated seats. I'm not worried about my car getting stolen. Yes to floor mats. I don't need an umbrella. I don't have any hair anyway. 360 camera system, park assist, and no first aid kit. That's fine. Accessories. Don't want a luggage set. Don't golf. Don't understand what a pet has to do with anything. Don't need that, and don't need a ski package. So let's see what our car looks like. Protection pack. What is that? I wouldn't do that. Winter pack. No. We don't want that. I don't want the convenience package. Styling. What does this do? that is. I don't want it. Oh, is this for like carrying your glasses around or something? Alright, so let's look at our summary here. I do like that. Look at that. I don't think I even need to go back. I think that's the ticket, folks. That's Mormon spec. This is when I have OGHQ or OG Destination OG in the rolling hills of Scotland. This is the car for that. Look at that view right there. The only problem is what this thing's gonna sound like. Let's see, C63S AMG exhaust sound. I know it's not the same engine. Let's see what this sound. Let's see if we can find a video that has some sound here. Ugh. Terrible. Listen to that. It's terrible. That's like the worst sound you could possibly have. That's worse than an F80 M3. Watch the comments. Everybody's gonna love it. Amazing sound. No. Yeah, a W204. I don't understand why anybody puts a microphone right next to the exhaust. That's stupid. It doesn't tell you anything. What are you gonna hang off the back of your car? Ugh. So let's see. This is just. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong car. Now that is freaking sick. Maybe I should just pay 300 G's and get one of these instead. See, this is why I wonder if I need to go backwards, because listen to this. Yeah. Because Mercedes, you know, V8. See if we can find you another. This is what I'm afraid we're gonna get. This. It's god awful. like doesn't get any worse than that. Like that is the worst sound you can possibly make in a car. And I think that that's probably what the, so if we go back, yeah, DBS 770. So isn't the, you know, the engine's going to be similar. So I'm just hoping that they can take the, you know, Mercedes engine. So we're going to find out soon on the Vantage, you know, what it sounds like. That's not bad. Ah, there you go. So if we get something like that, I'm cool. Yeah, but this is the old. This is why, you know, if I want Aston Martin, maybe I go backwards. You go back, you know, 4 or 5 year old naturally aspirated V8.
So I'm just gonna baby it off and
Freddy's so dramatic. He's so faking it. Let's see. See, that's what I want my Aston Martin to sound like.
Tripping over an R8 you have, but also fit.
you have a sound.
Anyway, we could do this all day, because but unfortunately the twin turbo V8 AMG engines, what's the current AMG GT sound like? The GTS. Like hot garbage. Gosh. This is what I'm afraid of the Vantage sounding like, the twin turbo AMG. Again, it sounds like a big giant engine huffing through a straw that they put some pops and bangs on the end of it. It's just terrible. not terrible. That is, but not looking great here, people. Dang, that's a good looking car though. Anyway, sorry, I'm dragging this on here, not on purpose, but I think that that's what these are going to sound like, just huffing hot air through some weird pipe. So let's hopefully hope that Aston Martin can do something about that. Yeah, it's great. Tons of torque, 660 horsepower. It's probably pretty tunable. It's probably going to make 800 plus horsepower. Like a real man, highway missile. But again, I would envision this lowering the crap out of this thing, getting the wheels flush. So that way when you're looking down this profile, it doesn't look like some weird, where I have nice flush, flat sidewalls, and I've got the car lowered. Again, I'm not so concerned about handling, but I think you could probably improve handling with proper dampers. And yeah, that view is pretty sick. But I can't stomach it if it sounds like a C63. It's just not, or an an S63, just not going to work for me. So here's my build. My Aston Martin build, magnetic silver, the carbon package. Excuse me. We did the graphic, the trophy silver livery color, dark grille, carbon roof, the satin black Y-spoke, red tail lights, clear glass, which really isn't an option. Non-presenting door handles. I could be convinced one way or the other. Yellow painted calipers, CCBs. Let's see. Interior, we have Bison Brown Phantom Gray, the performance seats. We have contract stitching on Onyx Black. I didn't notice that you could choose anything with that. Black Knight. Oh, there was the carpet. I think there was a 720 GSM, like a heavier type carpet, so I would probably do that. Sport heated steering wheel, carbon inlays, dark satin chrome interior finishes, and then black chrome wings. I'm not 100% on that. Full stainless exhaust. I think my aftermarket wheels probably wouldn't be black. They would be something else, some sort of tinted clear or something like that. B&W system, no umbrella. So there's my car. I think that's the ticket, folks. That view there is pretty tough. So one can dream. I'm guessing this build is probably $260,000. Somewhere between $220 and $250. I'm guessing if the base price is $190, maybe not. I just don't have any experience, building or speccing out an Aston Martin. So anyway, thanks for watching. Put some comments in the description for those of you Brits that know more about this stuff than I do. But who knows? Someday one can dream.